A quick apology before I start this video, because I shot this video with my Insta360 X5, and you'll notice as you watch that the audio in part isn't very good, and that's because I was using my GPS remote mic on the camera previously and then decided not to use it on this ride for whatever reason. I don't know why, but the problem with that is that the sound in camera reverted to stereo and not wind reduction. So yeah, parts of it are pretty awful in terms of the audio, so I apologize in advance, but I've tried to do as much audio magic trickery as possible, and I've tried to enhance it as much as possible, and where you just can't hear, I have put some subtitles in. So yeah, apologies, but on with the video. 110 kilometers on a bike with my mate in weather like this. What more could you want? Well, as long as this weather holds out, that is. Good morning, cook, to another usable ride out in Essex, but not on high roads today. We are currently over in Worcester, taking part in an Audax. But first we need to get to the registrations. Let's go do that. Right, well, after a lovely bacon sarnie and a cup of tea, we are off. I've got my instructions, got my brevet, I'm such a Philistine, got my brevet card. And today we are riding the 110 kilometer route, so what's that, 66, 68 miles. Chris has just pointed out it's called the windmill ride from Whittam out to Thaxted, which is our home road. This ride goes through Elsenham, Ugly, Thaxted, all of our home riding roads, and then back down to the start point again. This is a lovely circular ride, which is always helpful because it does help for getting to and from the ride. It's always difficult when you need to get to the start and then you need to get home from the finish and they're not in the same place. And rain is actually forecast today, and would you believe, just as we set off, it's just started to spit. Typical luck. I've just come back from a holiday in Rhodes where it was 36 degrees every day, so yeah, coming back to pouring rain yesterday and a bit of colder temperature today, it's been a bit of a shock to the system. It's still 26 degrees though today, I think, is it? So I mean, this is balmy summer weather in Eddie Norfolk. Yeah, this is record-breaking temperatures any other time. So yeah, a lovely 110 kilometers today through the rolling hills and wilderness of Essex, and then back to the pub when we finish for a celebration cup of tea and maybe another bacon sarnie. And on today's ride, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the benefits of riding Audax. But let's get a little way into this ride first. Let's enjoy some of these, well, not exactly sunny, it's windy and rainy roads, but let's enjoy some of these wind-swept rainy roads first of all, and then I'll come back to you with why you should consider riding some Audax rides. Well, we've suddenly hit a gravel track. We definitely haven't gone wrong. This was on the instructions, but it's a little bit worrying, especially after the gravel track that we hit on the Cardiff to London ride, and I ended up getting a puncture. I'm riding very gingerly, it's fair to say. Oh. Thank God for that. I'll find out in a minute or two if that's caused a puncture. Chris did point out that that was the kind of surface you might want to let a few PSI out of the tyres for a bit more grip, but then he did follow up saying we might not have a choice in that matter, we might be losing some PSI anyway. Thankfully not so far. Nearly had the first calamity of the day, nearly just got taken out by a dog. Bless it, I hope it didn't scare it too much. Unfortunately, I had the instructions in my left hand, and so could only brake with my right hand, which is obviously the front brake, and so I skidded out and lost control of the front wheel. Note to self, be more observant. Right, well, we're just 2 kilometers from the first control point, which is going to be in Great Bardfield, which we know very well because it is one of our favourite stops on the Danish Dynamo. And if you've never done an Audax before and don't know what they're about, the control points are basically to prove that you have done the full route that's designated. So when we get there, there'll be some small sign or something on a pub or a building somewhere that we'll have to note down in the brevet card to prove that we've been there. But it's also the first opportunity to take a bit of a break, have a bite to eat, have a breather, and just enjoy the surroundings. And that brings me to benefit number 1, which is that there's no designated pace that you have to do these rides on, or no designated fast pace anyway. Quite the opposite, in fact. A lot of Audaxes have a minimum time that you're allowed to get there in. So if you go too fast, you're actually penalised. Audaxing was born out of the spirit of just spending time on your bike, getting out into nature, enjoying your surroundings, and not having to break your neck to get from place to place. So stopping off for hour-long lunches, taking in the scenery, taking slow pootles along country lanes is what Audaxing is all about. So it's very inclusive in as much as even if you're starting out, it doesn't really matter. You can still take part in an Audax and don't have to worry about keeping your average speed up. But leading on to benefit number 2, if you do start doing Audaxes regularly, you'll definitely start noticing an improved endurance. Now these days you can do Audaxes from 50k upwards. Back in the olden days, 100k was the shortest one that you could do. But if you do, say, one of these a month, you'll definitely quickly notice that you'll be able to push yourself a lot further. Not necessarily a lot faster, because again, that's not what Audaxes are about, but you will certainly see an increase in your average speed, but just being able to ride further before needing to take a break. Now don't get me wrong, I am a big advocate of taking a mid-ride cafe stop. So just because you can ride further, doesn't mean you should. But talking of mid-ride stops, we're just arriving into Great Bardfield, which is, as I say, the birth control point. And we are 28k. Let's have a stop, get the brevet out, and find out the answers to the question that we've been posed. At Great Bardfield, what letters and numbers are on the telegraph pole outside the last house on the right? It must be that, mustn't it? Right, well that was first control point, but just as we arrived there, I bumped into one of my subscribers, Mandy. So what's your name?
Mandy.
Mandy, lovely to meet you, Mandy.
Terrible again, here we go.
You love it. And started chatting to her and completely forgot to film the actual control point, but it was a telegraph pole with some numbers, on the side of it that we had to record in the brevet card, again, to prove that we'd been there. So first control point marked off, and now we've got another 7 kilometers to go to the next one. All right, well this is less than ideal because my computer mount is just broken. Oh, it never rains, but it pours. And how bizarre that it should happen now, because the last time this happened with the last aluminium out front mount I had, it was during the Danish Dynamo a couple of years ago, and it happened just before I got to the Bell Inn pub at Great Bardfield. And where are we now? Just past the Bell Inn pub in Great Bardfield. Right, I need to try and get rid of this. Luckily, I'm not following a route on the bike computer today, so it's actually not too bad. I just had to take it off, put it in my back pocket. The trials and tribulations of cycling. Right, well, although I don't need the bike computer, I must say it does feel weird and look weird not having it in front of me. The next benefit of riding Audaxes is the community feel. As opposed to normal cycling clubs that do get, quite rightly at times, a rap for being a little bit elitist and not very welcoming, Audax clubs, on the other hand, are extremely welcoming and inclusive. Just this morning, while eating our bacon sarnies at the registration point, we got chatting to a lady who was there with a friend. She was taken out for the first time as he was just getting into it. I queried, just getting into cycling or just getting into Audaxing? And he said, well, a bit of both actually. And I think that's absolutely perfect, because as I mentioned earlier, starting out in Audaxing means that you don't have to push yourself too hard, you don't have to keep that average pace up, you can just enjoy some time out on the bike with a friend and just get used to being on 2 wheels and enjoying being on 2 wheels, because that is what cycling is all about, or what it should be about at least, having fun. There've also been a number of people that we've been chatting to along the route this morning, because there is very much a we're all in this together sort of spirit on these rides. Right, second control point. Packet of salt and vinegar crisps to stave off the cramps, and a nice sugary drink. That'll do the business. Right, food consumed, drink imbibed. We've got our receipt to prove that we were here, and we're back on the way. And now we're in Thaxted. As I mentioned earlier, we're back on home roads for a little bit, which you might think is beneficial, but it just means that I know that after this massive descent, we've got an equally massive climb. Right, well, we're just coming into Stickling Green, which is now the third control point. And what does it say? What are we looking for?
The name of the first house on the right before the windmills.
All right, so we're looking for the first windmill and then the name of the house before it. Okay, first house on the right before the windmill. Graylings. There's our next checkpoint.
I appears I forgot it has the right. Graylings.
So it's dipped a spider in ink and let it run around on the page.
German.
Of course it. Oh no, not my receipt. I've lost my receipt. No, come on. Oh, what? All right, well, we thought we'd cut through all the rain, but no, it turns out it's now absolutely torrential. So, yeah, this is going to be interesting for the next few miles. I've decided not to put the rain jacket on though, or both Simo and I have decided not to put the rain jackets on because basically we're already wet and we would end up just boiling a bag if we did. So,
It's difficult to describe how humid it is.
yeah, it is incredibly humid today, and it is still, despite the rain, 18 degrees. So it's not cold, but it is wet, and it is humid. Oh, this is fun. Despite the rain where we are, Simo S just pointing out that it does look a little bit brighter over towards the direction we're heading. So, yeah, let's hope for some sunnier skies. And as you can probably see, in lieu of having my glasses on, which would have kept the rain out my eyes, thankfully I've got a cap on and I've been able to put the peak down. Because that rain is like pins in your eyes when you're doing speed. Yeah, as Simo's just pointed out, it's a good job we only go slow. Right, well, we're now out of the rain, back into the drier skies. And I apologise in advance because there is not a single dry piece of cloth on my body anywhere for me to dry this lens. So apologies if it's a little bit smeary and blurry. But the next benefit of riding Audax is, and I can't remember, is this 0.4 or 5 now? I can't remember. But it's that it instills a sense of self-reliance on the bike. Now, I know I just spoke about community, and there is a community at the registration point and the various control points. And although I'm doing this with Simo today, you can find that you do quite a few miles on your own. So if you end up with a puncture or some other kind of mechanical, you are largely on your own to deal with it. And to paraphrase a well-known quote, necessity is the mother of all learning. And when you find yourself on a desolate country road with no one but yourself to try and fix what's wrong with your bike, you tend to fix it quite quickly, or at least you find a way to fix it, MacGyver style or otherwise. So doing Audaxes does tend to make you want to learn more about your bike, which can only be a good thing, because not only does that help you when you're out on the road, but it might just give you the confidence to do a little bit of self-maintenance on the bike, and that saves you a lot of money in the long run. And talking of saving money, in another very quick but not insignificant benefit is that Audax rides are a hell of a lot cheaper than other sportees. If you're taking part in another 50, 60, 70 or 100 mile ride, you might be expected to pay anywhere from 35 up to about 50, 60 quid. This ride today, 8 quid. Not 80, 8. And it would have been even cheaper if I was a member of Audax UK or even Cycling UK. If you are a member of either of those, the price is then just a fiver. So you could end up doing an Audax every month. By the end of the year, still only have spent just a little bit more than you would have done on one sporty. You all right? You got everything you need? Yeah, it's done. All right, lovely.
I mean, we'd have probably been no help anyway.
Yeah. There you go, saying you need to be self-reliant. Hopefully there'll always be someone that could come along and offer a shout for help. And if you ever see another cyclist stricken by the side of the road, always lend a hand. Even if you don't know what you're doing and it's just a little bit of moral support. Right, coming into Elsenham, the 4th control point. Time for another drink and maybe another pack of minute crisps.
Hello.
Oh, how you doing?
On your phone.
Thank you very much. What's your name?
Tony.
Tony, nice to meet you, Tony. Thanks ever so much. Right, well that's Elsenham done, which was the 4th control point. I think we've definitely got 1, possibly 2 more control points left to go before we get back to Witham. And I've just met another one of my subscribers, Tony, at the Tesco stop back there. So Tony, if you're watching this, hello. Thank you very much for the subscribe. A good chatting to you. But yeah, we've set off from Elsenham now, and even though, as I said earlier, these are very familiar roads, we've just turned right onto a road that I have never been on before. And that leads very nicely onto the next benefit of riding Audaxes. Different routes that you'll end up taking in that you would have never taken before. Now, as I say, all around this area, I'm pretty au fait with these roads, but I've never been here before. And it is lovely and quiet, beautifully smooth on this road, and somewhere that I will now definitely be plotting into our routes from now on. So even like me, when you live in the area that the route is going through, you do tend to find different roads, little lanes and avenues that you can go down you'd never have seen before. And as much as treading the same old routes is sometimes nice, and it can be good to gauge how much faster you're getting over time, keeping the rides fresh and taking new roads, yeah, I've got a lot of time for that. Right, but the rain started again, but we're not far from the 5th and final control, although that isn't the end of the ride because we've still got another 29k to do after that back to the 110k finish. But as we near the end of this ride, one of my final points of the benefits of riding Audax is the quiet sense of achievement that you get from these rides. We are currently about 81, 82 kilometers in, and although we haven't had the best weather today and there's been a bit of a headwind, it doesn't feel like I've done 81 kilometers or around 50 miles at all. It's been, as I mentioned earlier, a nice steady pace. We've had some up and down undulation. There's been a few cheeky climbs, but largely it's been really enjoyable. And at the end of this, I know I can say I've done 110 kilometers today. And although I could probably at this stage push myself a little bit further, again, it goes back to my point of these Audaxes being perfect for beginners, because when you're just starting out in cycling, 100 kilometers or 62 miles seems like a massive distance. But if you get yourself on one of these, actually, you can find that you can do it fairly easily and at a fairly simple pace. Right, 5th and final control point done. We probably spent a bit longer there than we should have done chatting to the lovely ladies at Rainbow Rural, which is a very nice little farm type cafe. But now we are back on the road, and just as we leave, the sun has finally come out. Hopefully that's the last of the rain today, because I have to say I was getting a little bit cold with the rain earlier. With some of the descents that we were having, it was quite quick, and yeah, we had a bit of a headwind as well. So yeah, it's getting a little bit chilly. So now the sun's come out, it's still 18 degrees, but it does feel a hell of a lot warmer than it did earlier when it was raining. But let's get this last 14 to 16 miles done, and when we get to the end, I will talk to you about the final and I think most important reason that you should be doing Audaxes. Right, well, we can't be far from the end now because my Garmin, which is currently tucked away in my frame bag, is showing 170 kilometers, which, considering this ride was supposed to be 110 kilometers, which is about 68 miles, we're currently on about 73 miles. But as we reach the end, the final benefit of riding Audaxes that I want to tell you about is just how much fun they are. It is basically like an adult treasure hunt, or if you want to be a bit more grown up about it, orienteering. You get your crazy cryptic instructions at the beginning, and then you just have to punch your way from point to point. Now, as I said earlier on, these can be very 50 up to 2, 3 or 5 and 600s. And in fact, when you really start getting into Audaxes, we'll start riding points towards hard speeder rides like London, Edinburgh, London, or even Paris, Brest, Paris, which are both rides that I want to do someday, but I think I need a little bit more time before I start getting into those. Being a dad with a full-time job, yeah, it doesn't leave you much time. But here we are, back where we started at the Batsford Court pub. That was, as I've just said, absolutely incredible fun. How did you find that?
No, good. I would say wind is not my friend. I don't quite know why we had so much trouble with our legs, because it was a distance we can easily do. But I do love it, getting the clues and everything else. And I always look at the thing and think, we've got how long to get back? That's loads of time. And then I look at it and think, oh no, we're only coming in like 45 minutes before the time cut. I mean, it would help if we started on time.
That was it, yeah. Yeah, we did have a later start thanks to the bacon sarnie this morning. But despite that, we're back at 20 past 4 in the afternoon. We've done 120k. We've had a good 7 hours out on the bike, but all of it really enjoyable. And I've met some of my lovely subscribers along the way, Tony and Mandy, and it's always lovely getting a hello from you guys. So please do feel free to come over and say hello if you see me on future rides. But yeah, that is us done. We are now going to go and give in our brevet cards. Not that, that's my instructions. The brevet card, which has been stamped and duly receipted. So we'll go and give that in now, get our finishing time. And if we were much more serious about doing Audaxes, which again in the future we will be, as I say, we'd start building up points and then we could start doing bigger and bigger rides. But yeah, we're going to go in now and finish up. If you have done Audaxes before, or if you haven't and you fancy doing one and you've got any questions, leave them in the comments below and either I will try and answer them, or I'm sure if anyone else watching this who has done Audaxes, they can jump in and give you some advice as well. But yeah, otherwise I would definitely recommend getting yourself onto the Audax UK website, and specifically the Audax Club Mid-Essex, who sorted out this ride today, or ACME as they're otherwise known. Look at some of their rides that they do around Essex and East Anglia, and yeah, get yourself on one, and I may well see you in a future ride. But yeah, thanks very much for watching, guys. I hope you found this one, as ever, useful and interesting, and I will see you in the next one. Take care. Ride safe.